This is the future.
Okay, let's step away from any meta/builds for a moment and focus on another damage type, which is Toxin. As you all know, Toxin damage is one of the 4 primary elemental damage types. It is effective against corpus flesh and completely bypasses shielded and proto-shields of non-boss enemies, but is less effective against machinery and robotic enemies as well as fossilized infested creatures. Exacerbated by toxic ancient auras completely nullify any Toxin damage in range. The status effect of Toxin damage is poison. It applies a dot effect after a 1-second delay, dealing a tick of damage every second for 6 seconds. But squad leader, I don't believe that this damage type can be good in real missions. Well, believe it. Toxin is super strong against corpus units, and in this video, I'm only showing you a small portion of damage from this element with the right combo and setup. In fact, against Grenier, I managed to deal 100 million damage in one heavy explosion shot with the Serrata, which is, by the way, a glaive with innate Toxin damage. This can't be done without the help of Chroma and the right builds and setup, which we will talk about in a minute. Just imagine how much damage this build can do with corpus units in Steel Path missions, or how fast Chroma will die against corpus in Steel Path mission. I'm just kidding. This build will also give you enough survivability for Chroma to help you withstand heavy hits against a crowd of high-level enemies. So, let's dive into the builds. First of all, let's talk about Chroma. Why Chroma squad leader when you can maximize the damage of the Serrata with Toxin when you have both stealth and damage boost? You can simply do that with the Eclipse ability subsume in any frames with invisibility including Wisp. That would get the job done and even better. Well lads, the reality is, Chroma hits harder with this Serrata combo. You can try it if you want, but Vex Armor is more compatible with this toxic combo compared to just using Eclipse. The thing is, Vex Armor's Fury buff strives in buffing weapons that are element focus. There was a time wherein it even doubles dips that made the numbers in your screen super crazy, but right now, it still works the same with no more double dipping. If a player is saying that you should mod for element instead of damage, then you will know that he or she is a Chroma main. Just put it this way, the Fury buff of Chroma will slightly be better if you mod for element and factions mods compared to going with damage mods alone. If you still don't believe me that Chroma is better than Eclipse plus Stealth, then just try it out for yourself. Another reason why I have chosen Chroma for this combo is that he is tanky enough to maintain the Arcane Avenger buff. This buff gives out a flat 45% critical chance, which will help our Serrata achieve that red crit numbers. However, take note that Arcane Avenger is just a part of the pieces and not the only one who can give you the red crits. You must also aim to give your Serrata more critical mods. We will discuss that later, but for now, let's focus on the Chroma build. It's all about max duration and power strength with Gloom as the subsume ability. Why Gloom? Because of all the survivability setup I have used for Chroma, Gloom is the only reliable one. Don't worry about energy consumption for Gloom with this build, as this Chroma build has little range that only those melee attackers can get close to you, and the fact that I have the Rage mod means that you can easily restore energy as long as enemies are hitting you. I have tried Parasitic Armor, even Arcane Grace setup, or even a Life Strike setup, but in the end, I still end up using Gloom since for me, it's the best subsume ability for Chroma. The rest of the mods are pretty self-explanatory, so let's move on to the Serrata build. My Serrata have a 74% critical chance thanks to Sacrificial Steel and this Riven mod. Serrata has one of the highest Riven disposition weapons in the game, so it's safe to say that you can get better stats than this Riven mod if you want, or if you have enough Kuva and resources to spend. Is Riven necessary for this build, squad leader? If you want red crit numbers, yes, it would be best to own a Riven with critical chance stat. But like I always said in my videos, red crits are not a necessity but just addiction, and you can always go with the cheapest build out there without needing a Riven, which will still be great in Steel Path levels. If you have Riven, then go use it, but if you don't, then Sacrificial Pressure would be good in this slot to increase your critical chance. By the way, if I have more Kuva soon, I will re-roll this Riven, since what I want for this combo is an element or a plus in critical chance and critical damage so that Serrata would perform better. I will remove the melee damage since Chroma would be pleased with elements instead of damage mods. Now, I wouldn't recommend this combo if it's just fun. This is an Acolyte Slayer also, and it can easily one-shot Acolytes with one heavy throw of the Serrata. Go try this combo out, and I hope you check back for more combos and Warframe news on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future.